Hello and welcome everyone to my YouTube channel Philosophy Simplified. In pre-Socratic philosopher series, today we are going to discuss one of the most important pre-Socratic philosophers named as Heraclitus. As we know that he was a pre-Socratic philosopher, but he was contemporary of Buddha, and his philosophy has close resemblance with Buddhist philosophy. So Heraclitus was born around 535 BCE and died around 470 BCE, and he belongs to the Ainon school. He was contemporary of Buddha, and the influence of Buddhist philosophy can be clearly seen in the Heraclitus views regarding reality. So when it comes to reality or when it comes to metaphysics, we usually have two opinions. The nature of reality is either being or becoming. So in the history of philosophy, whether it's Indian or Western, only few philosophers take the becoming as the standard of reality, and Heraclitus was one of them. His doctrine of flux or doctrine of change shows that change is the nature of reality. Let us famously quote that we cannot take bath twice in the same river. So basically, he's trying to show that everything is in a state of continuous transformation. So this opinion is popularly known as becoming. So this doctrine of Heraclitus, that the nature of reality is becoming, that change is the ultimate nature of the universe, was opposed by Parmenides, who maintained that changeless being is the nature of ultimate reality. So the opinion proposed by Heraclitus has very close resemblance with the Buddha. Buddha also proposed that the world is momentary, the existence is momentary, existence is conditional, is internal. Everything that exists is constantly changing. So only those things are considered as reals which are constantly changing. Anything static can be considered as dead. That is why he said that world has always existed and thus rejected cosmogony. Because existence is momentary. There is no point of eternity. There is no point of permanence. Basically, universe is impermanent. Existence is temporary. So that is why Heraclitus emphasizes that everything is in transitions and nothing remains static. This idea contrasts with the philosophies of thinkers like Parmenides, who believe that reality is permanent or eternal or being. In pre-Socratic philosophers, there is a trend to name a single substance as the source of everything. To continue this line of thoughts, Heraclitus also proposed that element is fire as a fundamental substance. Everything like flame in a fire is born by the death of something else. Fire in the philosophy of Heraclitus represent both destruction and creation, illustrating the dynamic nature of existence. Heraclitus also proposed that there is a unity in the world. What it is a unity formed by the combination of opposites. Basically, Heraclitus holds the viewpoint that contradictions are inherent in the world and that opposites like hot and cold or life and death coexist and depend on each other. At this viewpoints, Heraclitus has very close resemblance with the Hegel viewpoints. Because Heraclitus believed in the unity of opposites, where conflict and tension between opposites, hot and cold, life and death, are necessary for change and the continuity of life. He argued that change occurs through the reconciliation of contradictions. On the other hand, Hegel developed dialectical thinkings, where history and reality unfold through a process of dialectical methods, thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. For Hegel, contradictions are resolved through synthesis, which leads to progress and development of ideas. Hegel also talks about the absolute idealisms, but that can be achieved only in the end. But in the process, there was a contradictions, and same was the opinion of Heraclitus, that there are contradictions, but there is also unity. That is why I earlier said that there is a unity in the world. But it is a unity formed by the combination of opposites. All things come out of one, and that one out of all things. That is why Heraclitus asserted that opposites are interconnected and form a unity. For example, life and death or day and night are opposite that are necessary for each other and make up the fabrics of reality. In the similar manner, Hegel's in his dialectic opposing forces, thesis and antithesis, are essentials to the development of truth and reality. The conflict between opposites lead to a higher synthesis where contradictions are integrated. Hegel also proposed the concept of logos. Logos stand for a rational principle or mind or thinking process rather than sensory experience, which was considered earlier as the source of knowledge by Greek mythologists. Heraclitus used the term logos to describe the rational underlying principles that govern the universe. For him, logos represented the logic and order behind all change, acting as the cosmic law that ensure harmony in the midst of flux. He is trying his best to show that the nature of reality, which is momentary or which is becoming in natures, is not irrational one. Rather, the nature of reality which is becoming is grounded in logos, in rationality. Heraclitus famously said that listening not to me, but to the logos, it is wise to acknowledge that all things are one. Yes, there is contradictions, but there is also unity. The ideas, philosophical ideas of Heraclitus is close to Hegel. In the end, we can say that the philosophical ideas of Heraclitus has great relevance in philosophy at large. Philosophers like Stoics, Plato's was greatly influenced by Heraclitus. Thanks for watching.